He's feeling fine. Yeah, body in general, it's typical post-game soreness. Took a couple hits, things like that. So, but 3 days later, yeah, my body's feeling better.
Being able to go out there and get contorted different ways, twist away from a sack at one point in the second half, does that give you confidence you can do whatever you need to do, and more confidence than you had from just practice?
Yeah, for sure. I think that was the big test going into the game is, how I'd respond getting hit, things like that. So definitely gives me more confidence. And, I know going into the game that, it's football. I'm going to get hit at some point. So, just want to see how I respond. And, yeah.
Jordan, Matt said about 6 times now you don't want to throw 50 passes in a game. But one thing he did say was it was good for you to maybe knock off the rust to get that many throws. Do you feel that same way? Do you feel a lot more like yourself with that many throws in a game or no?
Yeah, no. I think he's right. I think the biggest thing for me getting back was just continuing to get, reps, getting the throws back down and the timing of everything. So, yeah, definitely. I feel like as the game went on, I started improving, getting back more comfortable with the timing and ball placement, things like that. So, yeah, getting all those reps and all those throws definitely, I think, helped and will help me going forward.
Were you able to step into it as much as you'd like, or did that improve as maybe the game went on as far as being able to lean into that side?
Yeah, no, I think that's not as much of a problem. I think just being in the pocket in general, being able to get a feel for, sometimes you can't step into some throws. So I don't think that was as much of a problem. I think it more of just arm angles and, the depth of routes and getting the ball there. But I don't think it had much to do with being able to step in and not confident with that.
And when you watch the first, I don't know, couple series of yourself, and then watch the last couple series of yourself, could you see differences in just how you were playing, how you were moving? I think you were at all tentative in the beginning, or how do you think, was there any difference in the beginning to the end?
Yeah, I think at the beginning, like I said before, just kind of the ball placement and where I was, where some of those balls were landing in terms of where the receiver was at was disappointing and something that I definitely think as the game went on, I started getting a better feel of where I need to put it. But like Rob said, I think it just comes to pushing off that back foot, things like that, and just being comfortable in the pocket. But, I think it all comes down to just not getting some of those reps for 2 weeks and trying to get back out there and haven't had that timing of throwing to live guys. I've been throwing to a lot of stationary routes, things like that. So just getting that feel of where I need to be putting the ball, things like that.
How resilient is Dontavian? You went back to him for some big throws right after some that did go your way.
Yeah, I think he's very resilient. I think he has that mindset that he wants the ball, and if he makes a mistake early on, I think he's going to be hard on himself about it, and find a way to fix it and keep going. But I think that's everybody on this team. Nobody's going to give up or have the game kind of be defeated after having one bad play. I think we all got to be able to bounce back and respond.
But I feel like Aaron would sometimes go to a guy as soon as he could after maybe a drop. Is that something you think is important? Can you do that as a quarterback, or does it just have to sort of happen organically?
Yeah, I definitely think it just has to happen organically. It's not really something that was on my mind. If a guy drops a pass, like trying to get back to him immediately. I think you just got to stay true to your progressions and reading it out, taking what the defense gives you. But yeah, it's one of those things. You're not. You don't lose confidence in the guy if they have a drop. You're going to keep going back to him. But definitely, I don't think I'm trying to, look for them after that.
As someone who grew up in California, how much does it mean to you to play in LA? I know you've been to Santa Clara before.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. I'm excited about it. My first time playing in SoFi. So I'm excited to go back home, and obviously the closest game back home in Bakersfield. So have a lot of family and friends there, and be excited to be able to play in front of them.
Jordan, we've all seen games where the stats get kind of skewed because of the score. So how do you look at your 200 yards in the fourth quarter? Is that like real production that's like building block stuff, you think?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is the situation we put ourselves in. In the first half being down 28-0, things like that, where, we're trying to climb back into the game, fight back, and we're going to be passing it a lot. So, I think we did some really good things in the second half, and we're able to put ourselves in position to have a chance to come back. but it was a little too late. You know, I mean, we didn't do enough in the first half, and you know, the stats are what the stats are. But you know, I think it was the situation we put ourselves in to be throwing it that much.
That said, if you're ever finding yourself in the hole that big again, is there value in what you were able to do to dig out of it that you can store as, hey, we did this before and we could do it again and finish it?
Yeah, like I said, you never want to put yourself in that position, but you know, I'm confident that you know, we have such a good offense that we can definitely climb out of that hole. And you know, the passing attack we have, I mean, O-line did a great job protection, give me that time, but we got some dudes on the outside. We can go make plays and you know, have a real explosive offense. So. Like I said, you never want to put yourself in that position, but you know, I think the game we played Sunday, you know, defense did a great job in the second half, being able to get us the ball back quickly and as much as they did, and then a couple drives we stalled out, but to be able to go down there and score quickly definitely give us confidence ever being down again.
Yeah, Jordan, I know you don't want to get kneed right on the spot, you know, on your knee like it happened, and I think you got stepped on at one point on the left leg. But does that, to some degree, clear things for you, clear your head, like, okay, I took two pretty good shots or two instances where there was stress on your back?
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely rather not get hit on the leg for sure, but like I said before, that's one of those things, the question marks going into the game. You know, how would it feel getting hit, you know, getting twisted, things like that. And, you know, I think I came out of the game fine. And obviously it's going to be a little sore from taking hits and whatnot. But you know, I'm definitely, you know, I like where my knee's at coming out of the game. And, you know, like you said, it'll give me some confidence going forward. But, yeah, try and limit those hits as much as possible for sure.
Jordan, what does Jay give you as a quarterback in terms of his talent and productivity? And then what does he give you in terms of his energy? Like after that touchdown at the end of the half, I mean, he did everything he could to get all 78,000 people going, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's a spark plug. He's definitely got a lot of energy, but I mean, the biggest thing about Jay Reed is just his mindset. You know, he always wants the ball. When the ball's in the air, he's going to go get it. You know, he had some big time plays there late in the game. I mean, even his touchdown, like the ball's hanging up there, he's going to go up and get it. And he's got that dog mindset, and you know, it seems like every time he touches the ball, you know, big plays happen. He's an explosive runner. Once he gets it, he can make people miss, and you know, good things happen. So definitely try and keep getting him the ball. But you know, he's been doing some really good things so far this season, and I think it's just carrying over from what he did last year at the end of the year. But you know, he's definitely a spark plug.
When did you start to feel like the connectivity with him was really starting to take off? I mean, obviously he led you guys in receptions last year, so it's not like it's new, but was there a point where you could really feel it starting to really click more? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I think early on in OTAs, training camp, there was a lot of plays where we just weren't on the same page yet, and you could tell whether it was just a slightly off missing or just not on the same page where, you know, he might break in and I'm thinking he's going to break out, things like that where it's option routes. But the more reps we got, I mean, you could see it early on in the season where we were just trying to get him the ball, whether it's end arounds, you know, setting plays up where he's the #1 target. And I think he kind of just took it and ran with it, and he embraced that role and just kept getting better with it. But you know, I think it's credit to a lot of the work he's put in. You know, like I said, you know, we weren't on the same page early on, and we just kept talking through some things, and we'd work after practice, things like that. He came to California, we put in a lot of work, so it's definitely a testament to how much he works. But yeah, I mean, I think he's just going to keep getting better, and you know, I love trying to find him out there because when he touches the ball, you know, you always think a big play is going to happen for sure.
From a quarterback's perspective, what's it like going against X? You did it all training camp long, but now we've seen other quarterbacks go against McKinney, and he's at McKinney. Is it different than going against just a traditional safety?
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing about X is, I mean, when the ball's in the air, he's going to make a play. Like, there were so many plays during training camp where, whether it was a tip, an overthrow, he just finds himself around the ball. He's in the right spot all the time, and he makes the plays when the ball's in the air. You know, you don't see him dropping a lot of those plays. So, you know, I think he's a really good safety. He knows where he needs to be in our defense, and, you know, he's a really good leader as well. But, I mean, the guy's just got great ball skills, you know, and you know, he baits guys in the throws, things like that. He's good at reading the quarterback and kind of just reading the concept too. But I can't tell you how good his ball skills are just when the ball's in the air.
Jordan, what have you thought of what Emmanuel's given you? You know, after that big run he had last preseason, he didn't get many opportunities, but it's kind of gotten more obviously with the injuries. Do you think he can really play a big role for you guys going forward?
Definitely. You know, he's stepped up so much. You know, like you said, started with preseason last year and just showing what he can do. and you know he's made the most of the ops he's got for sure. And you know now he finds himself getting a lot of carries. You know, being right behind Josh. So I think he's going to keep improving, keep doing what he can do, and just building everything, building every day, and giving the coaches confidence and the players confidence in him. But you know, he's taking advantage of the opportunities he's got.
Maybe you were too focused, Jordan, on the interception at the moment. But what did you think when you saw Christian go down? And then as a follow-up, how do you guys? I realize not getting 10 catches a game, but how do you overcome his absence here this weekend?
Yeah, it was tough. You know, it was one of those throws. I saw it when it happened. It didn't look good. And you know, I was definitely upset that I put him in that position to get hit. So it's tough. But you know, he'll bounce back. He'll be back for sure. But yeah, I went right over after, and I think we were all praying that it wasn't something very serious. And glad it's just ankle and nothing too serious. So he'll be back. But yeah, it sucks. But it's that mindset, next man up. We got a deep receiver room, and a lot of those guys have had tons of reps and game experience. So confident that they'll be ready.
Jordan, Stafford's been doing this for a long time. I'm just curious if you recall like the first time you ever watched him play, or any memories of just watching him when you were younger.
Yeah, definitely. I remember, watching Matt when he was back on the Lions. I don't remember exactly the first time I watched him, but he's one of those quarterbacks. He's been doing it a long time at a high level. So I definitely love watching him, break down his tape, his film, things like that. And I mean, talk about a guy that can do a lot of things with eye manipulation, no-look passes, put the ball on the money. I mean, he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the game. So, I got a lot of respect for him, and actually, met him this offseason. So it was very cool to be able to talk to him, kind of pick his brain with different things, but definitely got a lot of respect for him.
In a normal situation, you almost always take all the number one reps, right?
Oh, sorry, say it again.
In a normal situation before you're hurt, you almost always take all the number one reps.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Are you back in that situation yet, or are you trying to be smart with how much you practice?
Yeah, no, I'm back, taking all those reps, things like that, and, kind of building myself back into that role. But, yeah, as a starter, you want to definitely try and get as many reps as possible and just feel comfortable with everything. So, yeah.
Jordan, you just kind of talked about trying to build yourself back up. In the last game, you did a lot more, in the pocket and wouldn't try to run as much. As games go on, do you feel like you'll be able to incorporate that more, maybe even this Sunday, or you're still trying to get a feel for it?
Yeah, no, I think we will. I think we got to be smart about it. But, it's one of those things I'll base it day to day on how I feel at practice, running. But I think we'll, like I said, last week was a good confidence boost, and I was moving around good, getting out of the pocket a couple times, scrambling and things like that, and everything felt fine. So I think we'll definitely keep building that stuff up.
What do you see from their defense? They've been pretty vulnerable so far.
No, I mean they got a good defense. I mean it's something that we are familiar with. The style of defense is what our defense has ran the past couple of years, and I feel like we've played them every year since I've been here. It feels like so. We've seen them a lot, and we'll go through the week and put a good plan together. But they got some good guys on defense, and I think we'll be able to put a good game plan together and be able to take advantage of some of the stuff they do. But it's definitely a defense we're familiar with.